Well, it appears that if you go all in on this,
Critical race theory teaches that America is an evil country and that you are part of this oppression from the moment you're born. I will not allow federal taxpayer dollars to be used to spread anti-American propaganda.
you end up with this.
Thank you, Ambassador.
Thank you.
Please, what was the cause of the United States Civil War?
Well, don't come with an easy question or anything. I mean, I think the cause of the Civil War was basically how government was going to run, the freedoms and what people could and couldn't do. I mean, I think it always comes down to the role of government and what the rights of the people are. And I will always stand by the fact that I think government was intended to secure the rights and freedoms of the people. It was never meant to be all things to all people. Government doesn't need to tell you how to live your life. They don't need to tell you what you can and can't do. They don't need to be a part of your life. They need to make sure that you have freedom. We need to have capitalism. We need to have economic freedom. We need to make sure that we do all things so that individuals have the liberties so that they can have freedom of speech, freedom of religion, freedom to do or be anything they want to be without government getting in the way.
It's astonishing to me that you answer that question without mentioning the word slavery.
What do you want me to say about slavery?
Good day, good people. It's your mail carrier, QT Dub, with another edition of
The Independent Mail.
Yo.
Subscribe.
And please hit that like and share button. I'm still a small channel and it really helps. Besides, I like it.
I like it a lot.
The role of government in citizens' lives, as well as the federal government versus states' rights, has always been a fundamental debate between the left and the right. But describing the Civil War as simply just about states' rights is ignorant at best and disingenuous at worst. Right. Let's check out an article from the Library of Congress. See, it's the Civil War Glass Negatives and Related Prints collection. Articles and essays. And as you can see, it's an essay regarding the timeline of the Civil War. All right, January 1861, the South succeeds. When Abraham Lincoln, a known opponent of slavery, was elected president, the South Carolina legislature perceived a threat. Calling a state convention, the delegates voted to remove the state of South Carolina from the union known as the United States of America. The secession of South Carolina was followed by the secession of 6 more states: Mississippi, Florida, Alabama, Georgia, Louisiana, and Texas, and the threat of secession by 4 more: Virginia, Arkansas, Tennessee, and North Carolina. These 11 states eventually formed the Confederate States of America. Okay? In February 1861, the South creates a government. At a convention in Montgomery, Alabama, the 7 succeeding states created a Confederate Constitution, a document similar to the United States Constitution, but with greater stress on the autonomy of each state. Jefferson Davis was named provisional president of the Confederacy until elections could be held. Greater stress on the autonomy of each state. Okay. This is when some on the right like to play on the semantics of states' rights, aka play ignorant as to which states' rights they were willing to succeed over. Was it the right to choose a state bird? The right to choose a state flower? I mean, come on.
Of course the Civil War was about slavery.
This is what Nikki Haley tried to pull with her initial answer, with the whole states' rights angle. And what's wrong with trying not to make people feel bad? What's wrong with not wanting America to look bad? Well, when you leave out details like these in CRT and African American studies, we forget just how we got here. You end up with citizens decades later that can recite the 13% of the population, 15% of prison stat, but know nothing about redlining. Now, I'm the first one to say get bent if you want to use being at a disadvantage as a reason to not try to be the best that you possibly can or to not be a scourge on your community. But for those that love to say that acknowledging disadvantages or wrongdoings is having a victim mentality, let me leave you with this as a former tanker. If I point out the fact that there's a landmine ahead, that's not victim mentality. That's me trying to help you not become one. Until next time, peace and stay informed.